Thursday, February 6th, 2025. And what can I say, man? The market has been cruel. And this has been especially exacerbated by the fact that expectations were unreasonably high heading into 2025. And a lot of fears that I expressed. I know I haven't been perfect, but a lot of concerns that I have expressed coming into this year are starting to take shape in some ways. What have I been saying? Pretty much two things. One, we're in a phase of quantitative tightening. It doesn't entirely make sense to just go all in degen risk on for the market to do that. But then the other thing is just interest rates being where they are. This is an entirely different environment than what we've seen in 2021, 2017, 2013, things like that. Now, I want to be clear about something. That doesn't mean that alt season is canceled or we're not going to see any kind of a move down in Bitcoin dominance. But what it does mean is that you just have to adjust to the market if you want to make gains. There are certain rules that you had in 2021 and in 2017, for those of you who were here in 2017, that just no longer apply, and you have to adapt or you're going to get wrecked. What are the rules? I mean, there are four off the top of my head that I can think of. Number one, buy the dip. Number two, DCA. Number three, hold on for dear life, HODL. And then 3A or 4 that you're supposed to have something like diamond hands or some nonsense like that. That's absurd. That makes sense for stocks and it makes sense for Bitcoin. And maybe there's one or two altcoins that you can convince me of that would make sense. But for the rest of the market, I mean, you're talking about diamond handing something that you know is going to be worth a lot less or pretty much zero a year or 2 years from now. No, I'm not diamond handing any of that crap. Now, let me lay out some ways that I have been adjusting to this market and some rules that I am following right now. First of all, if I'm going to HODL any cryptocurrency, there's really only a list of two that I'm willing to HODL at this point, and that is XRP and Solana. Now, there are other cryptos that I'm holding in my portfolio. I'm down so much, whatever. I'll just keep on holding those and hope that the market turns around. But here's the deal. I think what's going to happen is whenever alt season kicks off, which it would make sense in a different environment, a little bit different environment than where we are now, things could turn on a dime. But whenever alt season kicks off, I think that there are going to be three cryptocurrencies that are going to be leading the charge in that: XRP, Solana, and Ethereum. I am not willing to HODL Ethereum, but the other two, I am willing to hold on to those for now. Rule number two, if I buy a cryptocurrency because I think it's going to do well short term, I'm not thinking in terms of X's, I'm thinking in terms of percentages. 20%, 50%, maybe a 100% gain, but I'm not holding on to anything right now with the expectation of a 5 or 10X. Now, let me be clear about something. I'm talking about short term. I'm talking about until we see some kind of a reversal in the market. Now, of course, I have my meme coin plays that I do think are going to do very well, 20X, 50X, 100X. I'm just not expecting any of that to happen short term until we see Bitcoin's dominance come down, until we see the total altcoin market cap start to climb higher than where it is right now. Diamond handing, hee. Okay, I just want to throw that out there. But the reality is that we need to see a reversal in the market for hee to do explosive things. And until then, I'm just going to keep accumulating that. Rule number 3 is that I think there's going to continually be an opportunity for fresh meme coin plays or different things like that, where you can get in early and put heavy amounts of money into that and make significant gains short term. I would say over the last 12 months or so, there have been like 7 or 8 opportunities that I have had, and sometimes I did not take those opportunities, but I've had those opportunities to put heavy amounts of money into a newer cryptocurrency that then did exactly what was expected of that, which was more like a 10X or even more than that for those cryptos. So I'm always having that on my radar, but being patient for the right plays at the right time. And then rule number 4, I mean, unfortunately, this may not apply to every one of you, but it should. And that is that as a trader, I'm always looking for opportunities to long and short different cryptocurrencies based off of where the charts are. I think it's a lot easier than many of you are thinking to understand how to set charts up in a way that things will be favorable to you. And you got to remember, listen, You'll have wins and losses as a trader, but if you can be extremely disciplined and have at least a 55% win rate, it may not even be that much, but if you had a 55% win rate, you could end up living like a king. So listen, I'm sure that some of you are going to interpret this as my being a flat out bear, and I'm telling you, stop it, please. What I'm saying is I'm looking at the market right now, and with an understanding that the market could turn on a dime, and there are plenty of things that I would say are actually looking really favorable to an imminent turnaround. But I'm playing the hand that's dealt me right now, and I would encourage you, all of you, to do the same thing. And then when you receive that, the pocket aces or whatever, it's time to have an entirely different strategy. There's one thing that I am absolutely convinced about, and that is that we will have euphoria at some point. But when is the question? I could see it happening sooner rather than later. I could see it happening several months down the line. We need to let the market lead us and adjust accordingly.